Marc here, co-founder of Tracify, and today's video I want to speak with you about Q4 attribution strategies. And this video is very important for everyone who really runs Meta ads, Google ads within Q4 and also spends quite a significant amount of money. There's one mistake that I want to talk about, and this mistake is all about acquiring or steering the ad account based on conversions rather than based on customer type. So what do I mean with that? Within Q4, you have a lot of sales, you run email newsletters, you make a lot of revenue, but you also make a lot of revenue from returning customers. And one big problem is that with performance marketing and with Meta ads, with Google ads, with TikTok ads, we really want to acquire new customers. However, it's very important to understand that often existing customers click also on ads, but of course we don't want to acquire them at the same cost as we do, for example, for new customers. And if you, for example, work with Meta platform as a platform or with Google, they don't distinguish between new and returning customers. So could be from 100 sales that have been tracked on Meta, could be also that they are modeled conversions, could be that 95 of them are returning customers. So this would totally mess up your calculation. And since we want to acquire new customers on Meta or Google, it's very important to steer the ad account based on new customers. So really understand, okay, which campaigns acquired new customers. And this is something that was always a struggle for myself when I was doing media buying for e-com brands, is within sales, I didn't know, okay, which campaigns really drive my new customer growth. And that's why also we developed this feature in Tracify that you can analyze your KPIs based on new customers. So for example, you see here we have customer acquisition costs, and we can also switch to new users. And I highly recommend everyone in Q4 look at acquisition ROAS, because it could be that, for example, if we have a look at all users again, it could be that the CPO is 15 euros, but the customer acquisition cost is 24 euros. So CPO and customer acquisition cost is not the same. And that's why it's very important to really analyze your new customer ROAS. And this will boost your efficiency because you will not overspend on existing customers, because a lot of e-com brands do the one mistake. They see, okay, we see more data in the ad account, conversions coming in, but they are either modeled or from returning customers. And in both ways, you don't want to spend money on those, because probably the returning customers would have bought anyways, also through WhatsApp marketing, newsletter, which costs almost nothing. And we don't want to spend money on that. And this is very important. So everyone who is doing media buying within Q4, please, please, please don't look at the conversions within Meta. You have to look at acquisition ROAS and really non-modeled acquisition ROAS, because the ROAS you can see in Meta is highly modeled. They see, okay, hey, we have, for example, in the back end, we see 1,000 conversions, and we're just assuming that 50% is from us, because normally 50% of your sales are from us. And they're not considering that it's, for example, peak season newsletter or something. And we have seen like crazy differences in terms of what Meta says in terms of conversion and what Tracify says. If you want to steer profitable, it's a must-use tool to steer your ad account with, because otherwise you are spending your budget based on model conversions, you're spending your budget on existing customer revenue, which would have come anyways, so you're not gaining any incremental revenues, so also no incremental profit, and overspending directly harms your cash flow and your profit, and that's why it's so important. And most brands have the problem during Q4 that they tend to overspend on existing customers and based on modeled conversions, and they underspend on really campaigns, ads that drive new customer growth. That's why we developed this beautiful metrics in here where you can go in here and see, okay, this ad set is better on acquisition. Could be that, for example, one campaign has a better CPO but a worse acquisition ROAS. We don't want to scale based on CPO. We want to scale based on acquisition ROAS. And if you want to make yourself, your brand, or your agency Q4 ready and implement the best tracking tool out there, the most accurate one, with definitely the best UX, UI, and with the fastest workflows for media buyers and performance marketing, and performance marketers, I definitely recommend you book a demo with Tracify, understand how it works, explore all our dashboards, and then you have the best data fundament to be as successful as you possibly could be within Q4.